Wag, and welcome back to October. Yeah. Right, well, I did a stream. Some of you may have seen it. You might not have. Either way is fine. You know, new to it. Had some technical issues with chat and stuff, but it's fine now, I think. Anyway, got this guy together, and you may notice I have a plaster on my thumb now. I sliced my thumb open off stream, so yes, a little bit tender, but it's fine. It's fine. I might need stitches, I don't know, but doesn't matter. We have this together, finally. It took some doing, but the problem with it was this top piece here. So I've had to snap it off, and then I've had to use what was the side mounting part of it. So the bit that was touching the side, I've had to use that as an elevation to lift it up. But if you look right down into it, you can see that there is daylight in there. That's because I've had to lift it all the way up. And you can see it's kind of raised off. But when it's on the table and you're looking at it, unless you're right up in it or I point it out to you, you're not going to notice that. You're really not. But what I could do is I could seal the back end of it all with Milliput, which I'm contemplating doing. I may or may not do it. It's going to be a lot of prattling around trying to get all the way around and down and into there. I mean, look at that. And also these gaps here, these ones are intentional, I believe, because they don't bend into position at all. And the picture shows them being off of this plate anyway, so that's fine. The only thing I'm a little confused about is these. I don't know how far away from the main body they're meant to go, but yeah. Then there's the whole what do I do with the window, because we've got a peepo grot over there, we've got a peepo grot here. Do I really want another peepo grot? I don't know. What I was thinking of doing was taking the grot that I painted off of the mech gun and popping him in there because he's got those nice binoculars. I think that would suit, but I'm still unsure whether or not I want to do that. So I've gone ahead and I have prepped up the headpiece. So that goes on there like that. So the top cap with the dome. Yeah, that thing. That all goes together, which is nice. Now, as for this pilot guy, I'm not sure if I want him on this thing. I'm not sure if I want to bob him in here or not. So that's where it goes. He goes like that. He usually has his arm on this. Because he ends up with this weird flat blank bit around him. And there's not a great deal that you can do with that. Which is, yeah, it's fair dues. I mean, it's whatever. I think it looks strange because you'd have to just black it out. You know, blank it off. Or alternatively, you get some little bits of cotton wool and you turn it into like smoke around him, but even then that doesn't make sense. So again, don't really want to use him. So he can go over there out the road. The mech boys can look after him. So you get this plate instead, which is a very nice piece. Very nice piece. Very fiddly cleaning up all the bars and whatnot on it, but it's very nice. I do like it. So that will probably get added after everything. I think it goes in. It should do now. I have jimmied it a little bit. Yeah, that seems to seat right. At least to me it does. Yeah. Very cool, very cool. Then we have the jaw. I have test fitted it together and it all seems fine. I've hair dried it to shape with the base plate. So that's all nice and together, which is fine. Then as for these, this one is a touch bent, just needs a slight straighten up, which is fair dues. This bit was an absolute nightmare to clean off that section just there because it's got like a rib and you have to fully clean it off, and getting the knife in there accurately and whatnot was quite a chore, but it's done. I did it. I'm quite proud of the shape I've achieved with it and how smooth and clean it is, which is good. Then we've got this which is the main eye, but the tip of it is a little bit, so it needs a touch of work, which is fine. And then the back of the eye section is just a pipe and some connectors. That should all be fine as well. That bit goes into this like so. Yeah. I think it's still got a bit of release agent on it, but it will go in there. When I come to fit it, I'll sand it down and everything like that, but that goes in there like that. And then that mounts in these holes and in that bracket. So just like that, pretty much. So these bits will be left out because I won't be able to paint anything behind it. Then we've got 2 spikes for the jaw. And this bit is actually got a tooth for it to lock onto. That goes somewhat like that. Yeah, there we go. That one fits pretty well. Then the eye lens goes downward and just connects on the back, however you like it. I believe the lens, the eyelash things are at the bottom. But yeah, that is that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So very, very happy with it. And it didn't take very long to clean up. There is just a couple of pieces that need some bending. This bit here needs bending because these are meant to be some sort of connectors, pipes, or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it does show that these are part of it, which I think is strange because they're a peculiar shape. But what I believe they do is just sit on the back of this, because there's a lot of blank space behind this, but they're just meant to go kind of like that, I believe. Yeah, because that sits over. That bit goes on the top of this, and then that bit is covered by the eye itself. Oh, one sneezing fit later. Wow. Yeah, that were a good sneezing fit. But either way, it is coming on. I think we are ready for bath time with these. I really do think we are. Because I can't see anything else that isn't right. And also that internal there on the nose is meant to be like that. Which is, yeah, I get that. It makes sense. I mean, the back is solid enough on it, so that reassures me. But yeah, it's one of them now. I want it together. I want to start painting. You know, the content is slow because it takes time to build stuff. I can't be showing off painting steps and what I'm deciding to do for it just yet. That does sadly take time. But yeah. One last bit was this nut and bolt or whatever it is on the underside here had a big connecting point all over it. That was awkward. That was the second worst bit. But aside from those two, the rest of it has been completely fine. So I like this kit. I like this bit. It's very, very easy to put together. Very fun to build. The only problem is having accidents whilst doing so. But yeah. Right. I'm going to set these guys off for their bath time and I'll bring you back when it's time to glue. And here we are. It is that wonderful time again. I've got the hairdryer out. I've got the file out just in case anything needs a little touch up. And honestly, it's all come out looking wonderful. I can't really see any issues aside from this thing being slightly bent. Then we've got the issue of mounting this to the plastic dome thing. Oh, nearly dropped it. And we got this bit to straighten up, like I said. It's only slightly out. It just needs a little bit of a twist, I think, and a push that way. That should be adequate. So the plan is to affix this to here, like so. Then fix the bottom on it. Maybe leave the door off. I don't know. If I leave it on, I can probably get primer in there because it'll just be black in there and then that'll be that. You know what I mean? So but it's annihilating everything through the holes. So I may leave that off so I can prime this properly. I think that's probably going to be the smarter option. So that can be a separate. Then we want to align all these parts together, but we don't want them affixing to the head yet. So it'll be like, fit this into here correctly. Does that go in any better? Not really. We've still got a lot of interference. I don't know if it's the inside of this or the edging of this. Where's the knife gone? Let's have a look. Right. Looks as if I've missed a little bit of a ridge here. But I don't think that's what's interfering as such. Although I do need to take a bit more off. And I've tidied up the work area and hoovered up and everything like that to get ready to glue, because I don't like having the mess around, and then here I am making more mess. But yeah, that happens, doesn't it? I can't really tell by spinning this bit if it is this that's being the problem, which is annoying, but never mind. Right. How about now? No, definitely no. And the interior of this is still a little bit damp, so I'll have to hairdry it to try and clean it off a bit anyway. Yeah. I don't like how this is all lumpy bumpy. See what I mean? So I've just scored it a little bit, just in case I need to pick any of it out of there. Can't see why I would, but you never know. Is that flat enough? Just about. Yeah, I think that's just a little deceiving. Oh no. Got some more off there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. Awesome. Okay. How far off? Still a lot. So if I cut around the edge of this with the knife, just to kind of chamfer it in. It doesn't matter if this is slightly messy. It's just I think it is slightly bigger on the end of it than it is toward the base, and I think that's what the problem is. So all the way around, fairly deep. And there we go. That should do. That should do. Right. Let's try this again. And yep, I was right. Okay. Sweet. So how does that seat as is? Yeah. Oh, nearly out floor. That is seated into itself very well. So that's connected up right. Then if I put the circle bit in, then the front is way out. Way out. So if I get the hairdryer on this part now, then I can bend it into position, and that should be fine. Leave that to cool off, then I can take it apart, glue these two together. Hopefully, that's the plan. Yeah. They're pretty easy to separate as well, which is nice. Yes, that's a good fit. A very good fit. Now, what's that in there? I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's intentional or what. Huh. Strange. I think it is intentional. You see that? Weird. Oh, the camera's not very good at this bit. But just that bit there, it looks a bit little weird. It's got like a chunk out there, and I haven't touched any of that. It's got to be intentional. And then there's a lumpy bit there, which again, I think is intentional. Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to get a hairdryer out and get all this sorted. Back in a tick. Right, so before I continue, I need to know how this seats, because when I put this in, I don't know if it's because this plate is bent or what, but it's kind of leaning over towards the body, and I think it's leaning over a bit too much. I could be wrong. That might be intentional. I do not know. So what I need to do is I need to affix the actual eye properly on there. Then I can align it with this section accordingly. So I think that's going to be the plan. Now, with it being where it is and being a weird shape like this, I would have probably normally pinned it, but it's on the head. It's not really going to get handled there. And also it's got multiple attaching parts, being the back and the underside, and then everything for the lens. And I'm not sure if it clips the faceplate either, but still it'll have a lot of contact points, so I can't see it being a problem. Also, whilst doing this, I may as well glue this back in properly as well. And I think I'm probably good shout putting a little bit on the limbs and a little bit onto that section as well. So tiny bit on the limbs. Don't want too much overspill really. Then put a small amount around the rim like so, and then a nice even spread on the base plate. There we go. Lovely. Okay. So then this goes in like so. I want it squared up between the rivets. That one's not square, that one is. Huh. One of them doesn't go on square. I think that's intentional. So anyway, let's pop that onto there before it fully cures. Get it into position. There we go. Like I say, we've got a lot of wiggle on it. Then next it will be this bit. And we can glue and align it whilst it's fitted, I think. And it does need some on here. Again, I don't want to go too heavy with it because I don't want overflow with it. But it should just slot right on this bit. If it'll allow me, if I can actually eye it up. There we go. So put that together, please. Nice good squidge. Nice good squidge. And yep, there we go. Okay, so I pop that on there like so. And we want to get that into there and that onto the back. And then, yeah, that rests on the bottom of that section and on here as well. So that's pretty strong in there, honestly. Now, with this bit on and whatnot, it seems as if this back end now isn't slotting in. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just needed a little nudge. Yeah, and that's brought that down onto that bit. More flush. This bit's bent and wonky because obviously it's orc. And I'm happy with that attachment, honestly, like that. Very happy. Yeah. Sweet. And it does pretty much butt up against the side. Right. Definitely going to have to do it in 2 parts. Definitely. Right. Let's bob it down for now. Take this off. The eye lens, we can't really do anything with it at the moment. Well, actually, I could glue it onto the face, but then it'll be threading this Would that be so hard to do? Get this, thread it through the eye, twisted, straighten it up and pop it down. Oh, I don't know actually, because of how that locks on like so. Well, it's that way around, isn't it? Oh, I don't know what the best assembly order is for this, honestly. Because I can't paint this all as one thing. I really can't. What? Oh no. What if I put that on as it goes, right? Leave it in position, so just dangling like that. Then I get the faceplate and put it up and under. Will it let me do that? Not really. That's a bit too broad to get through that gap. And also it's still bent, which doesn't help. It might do. If I straighten it out. Yeah, let's give that a go. Let's give that a go. See if we can do it that way. Right. Okay. So the faceplate can go on. It is straightened out, but for some reason it connects with that bit of detail there, which is like a wire or whatnot, and there isn't another position really for it to go in any other way. Same with the other side. I think that's a bit strange how they've done that, why they haven't put some sort of connector thing. But it's like if I rotate it one way, it messes it up further the other way. So it's one of those. It's, yeah, it's a bit, but it's manageable. So with all those in their contact points, this thing is in position like so, with that aligned with the tooth, and oh, don't knock it off. Come on, get back into the weird groove, please. Where were you seated? Further up here, wasn't it? No. What's going on? There it is. There, like that. Because it's all rough fitting intentionally to look like dodgy orc welds. So then, like I say, that goes on there like that. Overlaps the corner of the face. And then goes in line with that tooth. So this is going to have to be separate. The eye mechanism is going to have to be separate. The faceplate can go on, which is good. Then we have the problem of... no, stop it. Then we have the problem of the jaw section as well, because that certainly needs to be separate, because there's no way it's going to retain this weight on these poxy little connectors. Well, they're not poxy, actually. They're quite good. They're quite good, honestly. So before I get literally ahead of myself and cause myself more grief with this assembly, I think the best thing to do is sort this plate out so that the dome goes on. Because if I can't get that dome on right, then I'm going to have problems. So let's grab that. Let's flip this over. Let's pop it on. Let's see how it is actually seating. So it is supposed to go over each one of these. It's not supposed to go in there by the looks. So it wouldn't make sense for it to go in. But yeah, that face is very far up. Especially if I align it right. I'll tell you what, this is going to be awkward to fit. I'm not entirely certain about the connection with it. Now the worst part about this is that this is a big hunk of resin here that needs to come down. The whole section needs to come down. That's probably why the eye was so far buttered up. It looks as if it's all out of key. Yeah, you can see that down there now. See it bow out. Whereas that side doesn't. That one's fine. And you can see the dip. And then it come up. So yeah, it's just his corners flicked up. Okay. Right, I'll try and straighten that up and I'll bring you back. Okay, well that is all straightened out, and my god, it's so difficult to put this disc on with this blooming plaster. I'm just forever pinging it across the room. Also, I noticed that I missed a thing somewhere on here. Where was it? There, I missed a connecting block. So I'll just shave that off as well. But I think it is probably best to milliput this. Honestly. See what I mean? It just leapfrogs everywhere. Yeah, because if I put milliput in it, then it's going to obviously cure a lot harder. It's going to fill that void. I can seal the exterior with super glue, etc. And it should have a fantastic bond, hopefully. Hopefully without issue. Now, I'm not really looking forward to doing milliput. I was trying to avoid it because I've been quite lucky with this model so far, in the sense that I hadn't needed to use it, but I think that this is going to be a necessity now, honestly. I'm going to need quite a sizable amount because I would like to fill this completely and get a good solid bond on that. So what I might do is I might score this up and score the inside of that so that the milliput will really bond to the pair. I think that's probably going to be the better option. So yeah, if I just put some crisscrosses on it. Right, I think I'm ready. Also, that wasn't as messy as I was expecting, and my thumb doesn't look too bad. Yeah, quite impressed with that. I took the plaster off because it was getting all scraggly and I didn't want it to have milliput all over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this into the disc and then hopefully it will bind onto this. Maybe I should score it up a touch more. Yeah. Get a few more on there just to be extra safe. It's like I say, don't want this thing coming off at all when we're prattling around with it. Okay. I haven't left any milliput residues. No. Don't think there is any left on my hand, but I could be wrong. I don't know if that's super glue or milliput or what, but right. Okay, so where's my... There it is, cocktail stick. I'm going to use this so I don't... Okay, maybe I'm not going to use that. I was going to use it so I don't mucky up my hands, but yeah, whatever. So I'd like it to be all over this dome. Like I say, trying to get a good bond here. Then when I press it onto the other bit, should bond okay. But like I say, I'm going to seal it with the super glue as well. So it'll be super glue on the rim and press down as well. Right, there we go. I might need more. Well, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. And if I need to change it, I'll change it. Okay. This is going to be awkward. Am I better off putting it on the base? Or can I get away with holding it side on like that? Maybe side on would be okay. As long as I'm careful. So nice bead of glue around the edge. There we go. Nice and careful. Get it lined up. Squish that down. Like so. Seems right, I think. Yeah, that's seated lovely. Look at that. Quite impressed with that, honestly. A little bit uneven over here, but that's fine. So I want to just Press this corner in, make sure that's good. And then yeah, we've got a long wait time for this to dry and everything should be rocking and rolling, I hope. So with that done, we want to have a look at how it's going to be positioned on the body itself. Because I don't think the arms are going to interact with it as such. But I'd like this window to be visible, so I'm thinking he's probably... If I just adjust the camera up here slightly, there we go. I'm thinking that he's going to be looking this way. Maybe would be the better option. Something like so. Like that. So that when the jaw is on, it's not so far away. It would be like that, wouldn't it? Because if I turn it the other way, like so, then you don't really see that, which is, yeah, fair dues, but I'd like it to be somewhat visible. So it'd end up being like that. Then I could position this so that it connects to somewhere on here. Then I have an extra point, maybe. Because what I could do is I could leave the cap off, fix this to the cap how I'd like it, then stick something underneath, maybe a couple of Jenga blocks, like 3 of them, like one there, one there, one there, so, or maybe even 4 for the weight. So then that should be longer than the jaw, and I'd be able to move and spray it. Yeah, I might be able to get away with that. Right, okay, let's have a look then. Because painting the jaw on its own would be fine. Or do I want to leave it off? I think maybe I should leave it off. But I do want it on the top plate still. So I want this on this, but I do want this off. So could mock it up to make sure its positions are right. So we pop that onto there. And don't drop it. Maybe I'd start on the jaw itself. Probably be easier. Yeah, stick that in there. And that one in there. Because they go on really snug. Decent. So how does it say to have it on this? Just slightly angled forwards. Okay. So, I don't know, about 45? Something? Then take you off. Bob you on there. Oh. I say they go on snug and then I touch it and it falls straight out. Wow. Bob that on there, bob that on there. In there and on there. Lovely. That's really, really cool. So, how do I want this? I wouldn't mind it being on this plate. And like that seems to be a winner, I think. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. That's really coming on. And then obviously I can still see the window. Right. So pressing that down as well and just putting him level-ish gets that on there pretty flat. Right. So let's take this off. And we're going to glue these onto the jaw so that they're on. And yeah, they're just below the angle of the jaw itself. So if we put a little drop inside each, line it up like so, and bob it in there. Yeah, I think that's right. Right in there. There we go. That's definitely not going anywhere. Awesome. And same again on the other side. And we want to match this up as well if we can. And about there. That should be fine. Yep. Lovely. Right. Next one. We affix it back on to the head like so. And just double check everything there. That is fine. He sits a little strange in there. Maybe it does need to turn a little bit more, I think. Maybe I put it like that. How's that look? Touch too wonky. I don't want it turned too far over to one side, you see. But like I say, I'd like it to be able to affix to the front. And if I have it angled back, the head, to make the whole thing level, when the faceplate is on it, like so, it covers a lot of the stuff. But there's the thing. With that seated on there like that, doesn't even sit on there right because of it. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. So that goes there like so. Is there some sort of neck part that I'm missing? Is there meant to be an extender? Have I done this wrong? There can't be. Yeah, because that sits really far down. That doesn't look right to me. Because it's interfering. I've got to be missing something. Right. I'm going to do some research. Make sure that I haven't done something wrong here. Right. Okay. So I found some information. This mouth section just needs bending. It is actually supposed to be angled forwards in typical orc fashion. I've tried to keep the dags as straight as I can and just angle the plate itself here along that line, keeping the eye socket as straight as I can. And it's a little bit ish there. Will that go back in? Kind of. No. No, it's just broke. The bonds of glue everywhere else. Oh no. Very minimal glue actually made contact there. Wow, that might actually be okay. So straighten this up as well as pushing it out. So down the middle here, then pushing all these forwards. Also as well, this you don't need. It's supposed to sit into there, but it's got these and it kind of locks your head into a position. It's like, how would it go? It has to go like that, is it? For there and there? I'm not sure because I can't see how these bits go in any other direction. You know what I mean? It's like you're locked there and there and they have to span the gap of here and here. And that's all you get. Whereas if you do it this way, you can position it however you want. Nearly. Or at least have a touch more range on it. So next bit is to glue up this front. And I didn't realise that this actually tucks into there. So it's like that. That is the main contact point for it. I believe. So yeah, that bit goes back like that. And that's what's been mucking it up. So I'm going to have to heat the whole unit again. Glue all of these edges all the way along to this bit of bar here and here. So all the way around there and along over there. And then refix it on. Right, I'll get that done. Okay, it's all super hot. Let's see if we can get this actually affixed on now properly. So along there like that. And then we want it under there. Yep. And then a touch more here so it does actually make contact. There we go. Lots of glue. And we want to take it off, probably easier. Get that in there. Push that bit back into there. Get these sections pushed on. It's kind of hard to apply pressure when everything has a spiky bit. You know what I mean? But it happens, doesn't it? So, the weird positions we hold as hands when we're building models, eh? But yeah. This batch of glue doesn't seem to be as sticky as the other, which is strange. Nope, that's not going on there right. I have to try and squirt some in. Then cocktail stick to save the day. Work that into there, please. There we go. That should. Yeah, that's better. Oh, I say that. And instantly it stops. That bottom section's still in there though. That's the important bit because it bears the weight of this, I believe. I could be wrong with that, but I don't like this not going in. Work some into the top as well. More cocktail stick action. Whichever's got the sharpest point, whichever side. And squidge that on. Need a bit more at the bottom as well. Try not to clog up all the details with blooming super glue, you know what I mean? But in the joins of these panels, I can get away with it and call it weld. But honestly, it should just fix up now. Could probably do with some super glue activator. That might not be a bad shout for the future. Because just prattling around like this is not fun. Okay. That's immediately pulled back off. Wow. I think I'm going to have to hold it and hair dry it now. I think that's going to be the best approach. That bit is very snug. How's the underside? Yep, the underside is absolutely fine. Yeah, it is all on this corner, and that's because of the shape. So I'm going to hair dry it now, and hopefully we get somewhere. Well, that has pushed it all into position, but I've got to hold this glue because that section there is still rather gloopy. The top is absolutely fine now, I think. No, yeah. Yeah, I think that's all right. Just adds to the character that, honestly, I think that's pretty good. Marginal, right. I'm going to have to hold it like this. Okay, yeah. This is going to be me for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Wonderful. Can I actually stop the recording like this? Okay, that should be it all aligned, I hope. So I'm going to seat it on now, and yeah, the information I found, like I said, that ring was just meant to sit onto that, but I can't see it fitting right. You know what I mean? This seems a lot broader than the part. So I'm going to have him like that, I think. Let's check it from the back. And level that out a bit. Like so. And is that twisting? Oh, it is. There we go. So I'm going to have to leave this all to set a very long time. I'm guessing I have used sprue glue to keep all this in check. But hopefully that is that done. Looks snug and smart from the back. I'm quite impressed with it, honestly. And we're finally getting somewhere with it. Wow. Okay. This took some doing, but it's done. So then, obviously, this bit goes on there, as we've seen before. Can I even position it in? Yes, I can. Just temporarily. Then double check the jaw position. Like that. And that sits on there, or I can have it raised up if I wish. I may hairdryer these and bend them because they're a bit too straight, I think. Maybe. I might curl it over a little bit. See how we get on. And where is the lens? Here's the lens. Then, which way are we? Yeah, that way. Then that kind of goes in there. Like that. I think so. There we go. Wow. What a crazy, crazy looking mini. Absolutely insane. Oh, come on, camera, adjust. Oh my days, look at that. Wow. That is crazy. I'm not going to move it because these are just placed on temporarily. But my goodness. Dare I move him? Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of awkward. Like I say, my mat is wonky. So it makes this a little harder, but never mind. Right, there we go. Something like that. Now, I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to bend these big spikies because they're a little bit too straight. I don't know just yet. Might leave it as is. I might suspend his jaw up a little bit away and just be extra careful, or I might affix it to the body. I'm going to have to have a think about that one. But all in all, I don't think it's looking too shabby. There's a little bit of clean up of the excessive glue from this belly gun. And there's plastic bits, the flaps at the back, and the exhaust system that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do those off camera now whilst all this is setting because, I mean, it's just a normal Stompa at that point. And then I will do a coin flip and we will see whether or not we're going to do the claw arm or the gun arm next. And I'm just so excited. I want to paint it. I really do. It's the building and injuring myself and all that lot. I've still got one on this finger that I'm healed from doing the knobs on war bikes. So yeah, I haven't picked up a brush in too long. Other than painting some shabby bone on some boys, you know what I mean? I want to paint something that's really, really, really interesting and super fun and very orky and just crazy. So I can't wait. Really can't wait. But it shouldn't be too long until the rest is done. But anyway, I want to say thank you again for watching. And this project, like I say, it has cost me a small fortune, and I would really, really appreciate the subscriptions and whatnot. It'd make my day. It really, really would. I just, like I say, I'd love to be monetized, and then hopefully I can actually improve my video quality, because I'm still not happy. I mean, this camera's better because obviously you can see the stuff, but sometimes the focus does let it down. But yeah, that is neither here nor there. That's going to have to be something I'm going to have to save up for in the future, get a proper camera and maybe a proper microphone. But yeah, this is him at the moment in his glory. So yeah, that'll be so cool. But I am getting very strong Short Circuit Johnny 5 vibes from him with that circle eye. I really am. But anyway, like I say, don't forget to take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.